If you're in a wedding planning frame of mind, chances are you've thought once or twice about making your own invitations. After all, they are quite popular these days, and it seems we've all received one or two in the mail. We've all heard the success stories, and of course we've all heard the big perks of saving money and being able to create an invitation so unique that it precisely matches your personality. This is an option we might not have with a store-bought variety, right? But when it comes to making the ultimate decision whether to make your own invitations, there's a lot more to think about than these perks. As with anything else, DIY invitations have their pros and their cons, and as great as they are, they're not for everyone. So if you're thinking about making your own invitations, stay tuned. I'll tell you all about the pros and the cons, maybe help you make your decision, and maybe save you a lot of frustration down the road. The most commonly cited reason couples give for making their own wedding invitations is saving money, and understandably, wedding budgets get tight, and who wouldn't want to save money on invitations and splurge elsewhere, right? But it's important to recognize if your main incentive is saving money, that DIY usually saves, but it doesn't always save. Why does DIY usually save? Well, when you design, print, and assemble your own invitations at home, you're eliminating the fees charged by professionals. So when does DIY not save? Well, when making your own invitations, you have to factor in all of the tools you'll need for the job, not just the paper and the envelopes. For example, if your design requires you to buy a higher quality printer or special cutting and embossing tools, for example, you may not find that your savings are as great as you expected. So, before making the final decision, just make sure you factor in all of the tools you need, figure out the total cost, and then compare that cost to the price of a similar ready-made style. Next to money, the next big factor to consider is time. Remember, your invitations have to be mailed out 6 to 8 weeks before the big day, and before that, you'll need time to experiment, test print, really print, assemble, and of course, you'll also need to leave time for unforeseen circumstances. When thinking about time, think about your life in general. Ask yourself, do I have time to balance work, family, friends, my other wedding planning responsibilities, and DIY invitations? Also ask yourself, is the money I'll save worth the extra time I'll spend making my invitations? You don't want to complete your invitations under a lot of stress or in haste. It should be fun. Last factor to consider, creative ability. Are you able to create the design you envision? You don't want to end up frustrated if the design you imagine doesn't translate to paper. But just keep in mind that everyone has different resources in which to work with. Everyone has a different amount of time, a different budget, and varying levels of experience and artistic ability. These differences are what makes you you, and your invitations a reflection of you. Chances are, if you put a good effort into your invitations, they'll turn out beautifully, and your guests will appreciate that they are so unique and are a reflection of you. Keep all of these factors in mind, and if you have the time and the ambition, then DIY invitations are probably a great choice for you, and LCI will be there to help.